Hello there. In this video, we will talk about different kind of questions and sample answers which are asked in a digital marketing interview. The potential questions can be huge. There can be a lot of questions which cannot be covered in one video. So we have created this series where we will post regularly videos about different questions that are asked in interviews regarding digital marketing. Stay tuned. Even if you know most of the answers, just stay around. Maybe you come to know about a new thing while we are discussing these questions and answers. I have put a link to the Excel sheet below. It is work in progress. We are adding more questions, but you can check the questions we have put so far. If you want us to include any more questions that you have in mind, there is another link to Google Forms where you can anonymously submit your question and we'll include in the coming videos. Now we wanted to do actually these videos based on each topics, like one for Google Ads, one for Google Analytics. But as you know that any company who is hiring a digital marketing specialist or a senior associate or even an associate manager, they expect them to have a broader overview of all the platforms. Even if they are specialized in one particular product, let's say PPC or Google Analytics, they still want them to know other platforms, which is kind of important as well, because anybody working on Google Analytics should know actually how different platforms work, so that they should have a broader outlook. Now, but that wasn't possible. So any question that is asked in a technical interview for a digital marketing role, they are basically either a conceptual or technical question, or it's a scenario based question which is used to understand the fundamental knowledge and approach of a person towards digital marketing. So throughout the video you will see two types of color coding. One is with blue, which are technical or conceptual questions, and wherever you see this yellow color headlines, which means they are scenario based questions. So throughout this video and the upcoming videos, we will have one scenario based question and one technical or conceptual. So without any further delay, let's jump to our first question. So no matter what expertise you have, if you are sitting in a digital marketing interview, this is very common, because the way you answer to this question tells the interviewer about your understanding of digital marketing. So most of the people get asked, what is digital marketing and why do you think people invest in digital marketing, or people use digital marketing, companies use digital marketing? I simply say digital marketing is promotion of products, services or brand using digital channels like Google Ads, social media, display ads, emails, etc. Trust me, this particular line completely describes digital marketing. There's nothing more about it. And if somebody asks you why people use digital marketing or why is this industry booming, there are different ways to put across this question. So you can say there are a lot of benefits. It's cheaper than offline marketing. It can be scheduled at convenient times. We can run digital campaign at any time of the day we want, and we can schedule it only in certain time durations. The audience granularity is higher. We can target specific demographics, which is not possible in TV, radio or newspaper. Everything is measurable. We can measure impressions, clicks, all of these details are measurable. Then it's customizable. We can change the creative anytime we want. We can have different creative targeting men and women and a lot of other things. Geographical targeting, you can sit in one country, for example UAE or India, and you can run a campaign in US. But if you have to do the same in offline, let's say TV or radio, it will be very difficult to do that. Then it gives incremental reach to businesses with ROI focused returns. You can keep a track of how much I'm spending on digital marketing and how much profit I'm making. So this is one more benefit of digital marketing. There are numerous other benefits. If you want to know this in detail and what are the different modules, I have put the link in the description below about one of my videos, which is what is digital marketing and what are different modules, which discusses all of that. So let's move to our second question, which is a scenario based question. I have asked this many times in the interviews. You might get asked, okay, we are running multiple campaigns on Facebook and Google Ads. How will we know that how many leads are coming from each campaign and what is the quality of leads? For example, we have a client and it's a real estate client. We are running a campaign on Google, we are running a campaign on Facebook. Now we are getting leads, some good leads, some bad leads. The question is, how will you know how many leads are coming from Facebook, how many are coming from Google, and how will you know that which leads are coming from Facebook and Google? For example, there are 20 leads in total. 10 are very bad, 10 are good leads. How will you know where the bad leads are coming from? One answer will be, we need to set up proper conversion tracking in Facebook and Google. By that way, we will be able to count conversions in each platform, but we will not be able to know which leads are coming from which platform if both the campaigns are redirecting to the same website where the leads are filling up their information. Now, one solution to this is we can use UTM tagging, where we tag the landing page with different UTM parameters in Google and in Facebook, so that in Google Analytics we can observe how many leads we got from each of the source. And why we have to also advise the web developer that along with the form contents they are passing to an email or a CRM, they need to pass the URL as a referral URL, so that we can analyze later what was the UTM of each of the campaigns we have set up and which lead corresponds to each source. So guys, if you are not aware about what is UTM tagging, I'll put the link in the description below about Google UTM Builder tool, as well as a help center article which explains how to use UTMs and what they are used for in detail. Okay, this is another common question which is asked to a lot of candidates. This question really tells you about the overall holistic overview of the candidate who you are interviewing. For example, a lot of people are asked, what is one major difference between search ads and other platforms? Or the question can be put in a way that what differentiates Google search ads from any other paid marketing platform? Now the answer to this question is simple. Now search ad has something which no other platform has, which is the highest intent of the user to interact with your ad. For example, if I am a university, I am advertising about the admissions. Now one is I run a campaign on Facebook or GDN or YouTube, prospecting that this particular person will be interested in doing a bachelor's or master's course from our university. Sometimes you are right, sometimes you are not right, depending on what targeting you are using. However, in search ads, you will target specific keywords, let's say university courses in Dubai. Now this particular user is already looking for a service or a product which you are selling. So the intent here is high. They already have decided they are looking for this product or service. That's what differentiates Google search ads from any other marketing platform. Now this question might also be asked, okay, when you run campaigns, do you see that the CTR in search ads is higher than other platforms? Much higher actually. Why is this? It's actually the same question. The answer is same because our search ads are triggered by keywords, means that the user who is searching or looking at our ad, they already have high intent to interact with a business or product or a service which we are providing. That's why the CTR is high, because the ads are relevant to their search queries, which is not the case in most of the other marketing platforms. They might ask you a counter question after you answer this. Okay, if search gets us the highest CTR, why don't we invest everything in Google search? Why do we even go for Facebook and others? The answer to this is search having this amazing feature. The problem with search is there's a limitation. One, how many times your ads are shown hugely depends on the search volume. That keyword should have a search volume. If there are very less people searching for that particular keyword which you are bidding for, that means your ad cannot show more often. So this is one limitation. You cannot say, okay, I will bid on this keyword $100,000 a day. No, it cannot work, because that search keyword should have as much as search volume in a day in that country, so that all the budget is exhausted. So you cannot do that. That's one limitation in Google search. It's not scalable. The other problem with search is, with this amazing feature, almost any industry, talk about real estate, e-commerce, or any other industry, now there is limited search volume. That means everyone is bidding for those keywords, so the competition is always higher on search, which means the cost per click, the amount you spend for someone to land on your website, is higher than Facebook and other platforms. So in turn, at the end of the day, when you calculate the cost per lead or whatever is important for you, it is equal to other platforms, or sometimes higher or sometimes a bit lower. So what matters for me is, for example, if I'm a real estate client, at the end of the day, how much am I paying to get a particular lead? Okay, now this is a question I know a lot of people ask. Now you might be aware about Google Ads when we run Google search campaigns on Google Ads. Now you usually get these options which some people check, some people don't check. Now you will be asked, okay, if when we run a Google search campaign, we get an option to include search network and display network. What does it mean? What does it do? Now the answer to this is, if we check the first option here, which is the search network, if we enable this, what happens is your Google ads, search ads might appear on websites which are considered to be search network partners for Google. For example, if you look at the website here, this is a screenshot taken from dubizzle.com. Now if you see these two here after the car listings, now in this screenshot I was looking for Ultima, I searched for Ultima. Now on this website there are a lot of Ultima listings, I see them, but at the end I saw these ads, but these two ads are actually Google search ads. Somebody has trafficked these two ads in a Google search campaign. Now what happens is the websites which have search capabilities, they can enable this feature with Google ads that some of the search ads will appear here, but they again will appear for the same keywords which you are bidding in Google ads. For example, this person or this company is bidding for keyword Ultima. If I go to Google, I search for Ultima, I might see their ad, but even Dubizzle is a part of search network. So when I search for Ultima, even on Dubizzle, I might see this ad, but this ad is being trafficked in Google ads as a search campaign. And this particular advertiser while creating the search campaign, they have checked this option search network. And if we talk about the second option, which is display network, what happens is in your search campaigns, if you check this option, Google automatically will create ads like this. They were called magazine style ads. I don't know if they are still called with the same name. Now if you see here these two ads, they are actually Google search campaign. This is a Google search ad. The advertiser has checked this option, which is display network. So whenever Google gets a chance, they use the same ad copy of Google search ads and convert them in this magazine style ad and show it on websites like bbc.com or any other websites where Google is showing the display banners. Let's move to another scenario based question. This is a very common question as well. So a client is saying that they saw their Google search ad, like we are running a Google search ad campaign for them, but they saw it on Dubizzle. Or they saw one of their Facebook video ads. We have a Facebook campaign running. They saw the same ad on TikTok. Is it possible? What can be done to avoid this? Now this question can be converted into a scenario based question, the previous one we discussed. Now we know in the previous question, yes, it is possible to see a Google search ad on a search website which has search capabilities like Dubizzle. Yes, it is possible. And same thing, if it's a Facebook ad, it can even appear on TikTok or any other app. Now if you do not want this to happen, what you can do is you have to disable this option in search network. You have to disable in your search campaigns. And if you do not want your Facebook video ads to appear on other apps and TikTok, you have to unselect Facebook partner network in the placement when in the ad set settings when you create the Facebook campaign. So it's the same logic. For example, I have a Facebook campaign and I'm running a video campaign, for example. If in the ad set settings in the placement section I select Facebook partner network, my ads can appear on other websites like TikTok or other apps. So if you do not want this to happen, you have to disable this placement, which is Facebook partner network in Facebook ads. Okay, let's move to the next question. Can we use same keyword in broad match and exact match in the same ad group of search ads? For example, I have a campaign and I use plus buy plus house plus Dubai. Now in the exact match, I use the same buy house Dubai. Can we use it in the same ad set? Yes, we can, and it's actually advisable. So when somebody is exactly looking for this search query, our ad will trigger for the exact match keyword and our ad rank will actually be higher. But if they are making a little bit changes, let's say buy cheap house in Dubai, so then our ad can trigger, but with the keyword which is broad match plus house plus Dubai plus buy. So in that case our ad rank will not be as high, but we are anyhow covering both search queries, so it is advisable and yes, it can be done. Okay, the next question is Google Analytics. Even if you are a PPC expert, even if you are social media expert or any other specific platform, but all the companies I know, even if they are hiring someone, they want them to know Google Analytics. It's like generic for everyone. Everyone needs to know this if you are working in digital marketing. Now one of the basic questions that is being asked in interviews is what is bounce rate in Google Analytics? Now in order to answer this question, you have to understand bounce rate determines the percentage of users sessions where no action was taken on a page and the user exited the page. To give you an example, let's say I go to bbc.com. The moment I land on bbc.com, I do not do anything and I close the browser. Now what happens in this case is I am a bounced user because I went to the website, I did not perform any action on the website and I left the website. This is called a bounced user. Now bounce rate is what is the percentage of people who come to the website, do not do anything and leave the website. So for example, if the bounce rate is 10%, which means all the traffic that is coming to a website, 10% of the sessions are those sessions where the user did not perform any action on coming to the website before exiting or going to another website or closing the browser. Now keep in mind, they might ask you, what does bounce rate signify? What does it mean? If the bounce rate is high, that means people are coming to the website and they are not engaging. If the bounce rate is 50%, that means 50% of people are not engaging with the website, which is bad. So higher the bounce rate, worse it is for the website owners. So the lower the bounce rate, better it is for the website owners, because which means when there is less bounce rate, more people who come to the website engage with the website actually. Now always remember, bounce rate of paid campaigns is always higher than the organic traffic. For example, if I am Amazon.com, now some people directly type Amazon.com and come to my website, and some people click on an ad and come to Amazon. If you compare, the bounce rate is always higher for the sessions which are generated through paid campaigns. Now if you want to know more about bounce rate, I have provided a link in the description below which talks about bounce rate in detail and how to avoid, what does it mean, and also how to improve the bounce rate of your website if you are facing higher bounce rates. Now the same question can be asked in a scenario. The interviewer might ask you, okay, we have a client, we have high bounce rates from paid traffic, we want to reduce it. If you are running the campaign, what will you do? Now that we know that what bounce rate is, it is what is the percentage of sessions generated on the website, which means users coming to the website, and what percentage of them are leaving the website without doing anything. That's the bounce rate. Now the first thing you need to check is, for example, if it's really high, you need to check if it's a static landing page, like it's a page where there is no form, nothing, it's just text written there, no other links to the other web pages. There's actually nothing to do on the website. If you are talking about such a page, then you really can't do anything about it. But even then, if we want to reduce the bounce rate, what we can do is we can set up different kind of events, like if the user stays 3 seconds or more on the website, fire this event. So we can create different kind of events. If you are interested to know how to create these kind of events, I have put a link in the description below where they explain step by step how to create different kind of these events. Which makes sense. For example, if I'm a blog, I just have certain paras written in text and nothing there, but still I want to know what is the actual engagement rate. I can put, okay, if a user stays there for 10 seconds or more, count it as an event, and even if the user just reads through and closes the browser after 10 seconds, it will be not counted as bounce rate because one more event was fired. Or the other way you can do is you can come up with a creative way. For example, have you seen websites which have different coupon codes for Uber? For example, if you go to Google, you check for Uber coupon codes. There are websites which just provide you coupon codes. Now if you click on the website, you go there, the coupon code should appear there, and they do not have much content there, but their bounce rate will be really high. So what they do is they hide the coupon code and ask you, click button to copy the coupon code or reveal the coupon code. This way their bounce rate decreases because they anyways do not have a lot of content, but when they do this, you engage with their website to read the coupon code. Now the other very big reason for usually high bounce rates is the loading time. If your website takes a lot of time to load, for example, people click on the ads, they go to the website, it takes a lot of time. Most of the people, what they will do is they will close the browser and not wait for the whole website to load. All of these users will be counted as a bounced user, so the bounce rate will be really high. So you have to always do a little bit of testing on any of the free tools and tell the client, or you tell the interviewer that for the clients, we will check the loading time. If it's high, we'll advise them to talk to the web developers and reduce the loading time. Or even you have to check if it's optimized for mobile. For example, you click on an ad because 80 to 90% of the traffic these days to most of the websites is from mobile devices. Now imagine I click on an ad, I go to their website, and the website is not optimized for mobile. It appears like I just see a part of the website in my viewport, or the text is too small, so I'll close the browser without even engaging with the website. So that is one of the big reasons as well. So you will tell the interviewer that these are the two things I will check, which are a very big reason. The other reason can be you have to check if the creatives are in sync with the website content. Now for example, a lot of people are clicking on the ad, but they go to the website and they just abandon the website. They close the browser or go to any other website. One of the reasons might be you are advertising something in your ads which is not in line with the landing page. One may be you are redirecting them to some other website. For example, it's an offer and there is a particular section of the website which talks about this offer, but when people click on the ad, they go to the home page, there is no mention of the offer. So most of the people will close the browser thinking that it was a clickbaity ad. So this is what you have to check, if you are using the right landing page, or if the ad you are advertising, is there a mention of this on the landing page as well. Even you have to check, even if it's about the fold in the first viewport they see, nobody will just scroll down the whole page to see what they clicked for. That can be one of the reasons, and is a reason in most of the cases. Then also what we can do is, you can tell the interviewer, we'll check different UTM parameters. We'll set up different UTM parameters for each channel or each creative type, and then in Google Analytics we will separately see for each source. For example, Facebook, Google, Twitter, all the campaigns separately, if the bounce rate is higher for a particular channel, so we will stop that probably. Or even you can have different UTM parameters set up for videos and images, and you can see if there is a particular creative format that's generating high bounce rate. And again, the same way you can check bounce rate in Google Analytics separately for mobile devices and desktop separately, so that if you see, okay, a lot of the bounce rate is higher for mobile phones and not for desktops, but which is dragging the bounce rate up for as an average as well, so you can stop on that particular device. Now one of the tips here is, what I have observed and experienced is, if you are running the campaign on DV360 and you are targeting in-app inventory, you will get a lot of clicks, but most of these clicks are for example, clicked by mistake, interstitial ads and other formats. So in that case, what you can do is, a tip can be to reduce bounce rate on DV360, always exclude app inventory or create two different line items, one for app inventory and one for desktop and mobile web, and then observe them separately. But most of the cases, if you exclude app inventory and rewarded inventory, the bounce rate will reduce. So if you answer these many main points into this question, they will understand that you know everything in out. Anyways, in interviews, well, for example, I have been interviewing for a few years now, or my colleagues, or I speak to a lot of people. Now in the interviews, everyone tries to understand if the next person has basic understanding of digital marketing or a particular platform, and if they are trainable. If your basic concepts and your approach is right, even if you don't know everything, which is okay, nobody knows everything, but your approach and your fundamentals should be right, which means that you are trainable. That's what most of the hiring managers look for, if you are trainable. I think guys, that's all for this video. We'll continue this series. We'll have more questions and more answers, and I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.